Right, welcome. This is another free-to-play stream. Today we're actually joined by the majority of Team HH. What did we end up calling ourselves, Mullet? What's the name you went for?
Smooshy.
Team Smooshy.
If you line all of our names up, you can make a couple of different words, and my favorite was Smooshy.
When did
Team
we agree
Smooshy,
this? Okay. There's news to me.
There's a demographic vote of 1.
Yeah. It was only like decided by Mullet Reaver, but I kind of liked it. I guess we've got a few new faces in the stream. So before we talk all things free to play, and I guess there's a few things we do want to discuss, like how lucky do we feel? Do we feel like we had the right tactics so far? What might we have done a bit differently? And then we've also got some cool challenges which are coming up. So lots of stuff to chat about. But before we get into it, I guess we'll just go top left down. So FinallyHeSleeps, welcome. First time on the stream. How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for having me. Doing good.
I guess let people know where you are and what's going down, because you've got a cool looking cabin in the background there.
Yeah, I am remote today. I am away from home, traveling for work, stuck in a cabin. So it may be a bit echoey, but I'm making do with what we have.
That's all good. Thanks for coming on. And I guess for people that don't know you, give a bit of a background around the content you do. So I know it's not just Raid, right? You've got multiple things going on at this point.
I started out with FIFA and have kind of shifted into Raid over the last couple of years as kind of a side thing. But in all honesty, it's my favorite. It's where I would prefer to spend most of my time.
Nice. And you got like a sports car channel and all sorts, right? I was checking out.
Yeah, there's 3 channels that we basically run. The FC Mobile one, the Raid channel, and then Gearheads, where we deal with everything car related.
Yeah, sweet. Nice. Awesome. Well, welcome along. We've also got here Mullet Reaver. You've been on a few times. Normally with a Kraken account, and trying to break all sorts of crazy records and stuff. So a bit of a different pace today, but how you finding free to play life, and give people a bit of info about yourself.
Oh, I love free to play. I always have 2 accounts, so I always have my main account and then one free to play going. We had one last year. We had my longtime one from before that, before I started YouTube, all that sort of good stuff. But yeah, normally I'm on my main account, which is I guess approaching Kraken level perhaps. Setting world records, things like that. It's always fun. Which, if you haven't seen my new one, Hades, we are one keying Ultra Nightmare again without Corpulent.
Oh, nice.
So I got another one in the bag if you want to check it out sometime.
Yeah, we should do that. Who's the mystery champion that's coming in his place?
It's still Umeko, or WMeko, and Brogni, of course, and then we've got Lanicus for the ally attack and the buffs that she brings in the extension, and then Gintoro is our DPS.
Gintoro, okay, nice. That sounds good. We should definitely hook that up. Okay, so we've got Sam the Raid Man. I used to go by Bodie Boy in my streams going back some time. Become a Raid content creator yourself. So, how did that kind of kick off? And tell us a bit about your channel.
Yeah, sure. So, I've been watching your streams for well over 3 years now. Just love Raid. Play a lot of video games. I started a YouTube channel a long time ago for NBA 2K, which never panned out.
Right.
And I got to a point where I was playing so much Raid, I was helping a ton of people, and I started building teams for people for Clan Boss. So Clan Boss has always been a passion of mine. And so I started just building teams, and I got the same questions over and over again. So I decided to just make some videos so I could show those people. And it kind of just took off. I realized I really liked making videos. I did lots and lots of takeovers and Clan Boss takeovers, things like that. Now I'm doing some like Clan Boss challenges where we like spin a wheel, test a random Clan Boss damage dealer, stuff like that. So it's been a blast. I've been doing it for just over a year now.
Yeah, and I take it it's still like a part-time thing, but is it something which you're like looking to progress into full-time, or is it sort of remain like a bit of a kind of like hobby role, or
It's definitely a hobby now. I've just got over 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not making much money at all, but I do love it and I have a passion for it. So if one day it could turn into a full-time thing, that'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, nice, cool. Well, welcome along, man. Welcome onto the stream. Right, so last person from the team that's here today. We've got one person that couldn't make it, but we've got Saf. I hear, Saf, you were streaming until the very early hours of the morning.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah. So
just a little bit.
So perhaps haven't put as much time into the free-to-play as you might have done if it wasn't for all these crazy events we got running. But I guess for people that don't know you, give a quick intro.
People don't know me. Yeah, I'm Saf. I work with the team at HH Gaming. Pretty much, if there's a tool on the website, I probably had my hand in it at some point. And we just work to basically cover the website, doing YouTube videos in HH Gaming Network as well. That is kind of where you can find me live streaming Monday, Thursday, too many hours. Yeah, so I'm not very good at free to plays because I can't use Whisper. Basically, that's really the problem. I like using Whisper and I can't use it, so it's always a bit of a pain. But it's always fun to start a free to play series and experience what new players and pre-existing players, because it changes every year. There's always new things that Raid release that kind of like makes you play the game differently. So yeah, it's basically me.
Cool, thanks, man. Saf, can you just throw in the link to the free to play challenge in our chat, please? I can't ping around Discord.
The which one now? The page, the website page?
The main page, yeah, where we see all the leaderboards and stuff.
Yeah, to our chat here. Yeah, it's fine. There.
Cool. So let's have a quick look then at where we are right now, and yeah, I guess how we're doing. It's been a bit of a roller coaster because we have lost a player and then kind of picked them back up again. So Gauging Gamer, who couldn't be here, made a tragic mistake and bought something on his free-to-play account. He was switching between accounts. I've actually done this once before myself in a previous challenge year. He bought something. Now the optimizer just clocks it. The optimizer's like, cheater, you're out. So he basically got clocked straight back down to 0 points, and he's having to restart to get back into the challenge. So we've taken a bit of a knock. And if we check out the leaderboards here, it's meant that even though we're now, until he gets going again, we're basically a 5-man squad. We're currently sitting in 4th place, with Mullet Reaver leading the way, 1,600 or so points. And then we've got myself, Sam the Raidman, similar points, 1,300. FinallyHeSleeps not far behind as well, 1,200. And then Saf, 1,100. So it's actually quite a close mix between us. Mullet Reaver, what are you doing that's kind of like throwing you so far ahead, do you think?
I mean, I've been focusing, mostly Arbiter missions, so kind of keeping the account thin and streamlined and just soaring through as far as I can. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just progressing as much as I possibly can. Probably the fact that I'm on it a lot helps too.
Yeah.
Had to take it over the main account.
There's also a little friendly little dwarf in your account that kind of makes a big difference,
I did have a pretty solid pull day too. I'm not gonna lie, that one helps.
Well, we're getting to. I was going to have a look, but actually, we're going to get into each of the accounts one by one and take a look. And maybe we'll start with that. So as we go through the accounts, you can just kind of give your feel of what's worked well, what would you do differently. Where do you feel like you got lucky, where do you not, all that type of stuff. So as I'm logged into mine, I guess we'll just start with mine. I would say I got off to a pretty cracking start, really. I got through my first 6-star really quick, using some of the stuff that I learned from last year. I pretty much went all in for missions until I got the 300 gems, whilst doing quite a lot of the challenges at the same time. Got my 5-star Kale farming 12-3 Brutal as early as I could, and then I got masteries on him with those gems. And as soon as I got masteries on him, I just found the grind to the 6-star pretty fast. And then at that point, I was just like, right, once I've got my 6-star done, I can kind of go back to now focusing on missions. Probably a bit behind where you are on missions, Mullet Reaver, but still making pretty good progress, really. Getting to the point where I'm locked out based on something needing to open up. Generally at the moment it's to keeps and stuff like that. So it's actually been pretty good. And I would say I picked Mordecai as my starter champ because I definitely wanted a burner to pair with Rathalos. Since then, I've actually picked up Juliana that does a burn. I picked up, who else? Pestilus has got a burn. Anyway, more than I thought I would get, and I'm actually not sure that Mordecai was the right pick. I'd say if I was to go back again, it does feel like Miscreated Monsters just a more solid carry for stuff. If I look at where I'm struggling now, and I am struggling in Doom Tower specifically, I'm struggling in wave-based content, so I just don't have the kind of like survivability. And yeah, I just think this creative monster might actually be the better pick out the two. But otherwise, going well. Like clan boss is going solid. You know, my pools have been okay, nothing too crazy. The Deity was big, I'd say that was quite a big game changer for me. And Lurie has been okay. Other than that, though, nothing really. Well, other than that, I did pull a legendary. How many are in the legendary club right now? I guess we'll find out. But I did pull a Hefrak, which would be an absolute solid legendary if I was able to use him. Obviously, we weren't this year, so he's become a chicken, and he was eaten up by Juliana a couple of days ago. So I'm in this kind of boat where I've got 3 6 stars, and I'm kind of working on food. See, I've got a bunch of 4 stars going up to 40 right now. So I'm working on my next 6 star, basically.
I think the Lich pool was kind of nice. It's a Rosin epic.
Which
Even though I
pool,
know
sorry?
the Lich, you pulled the Lich.
Yeah,
from,
I pulled Lich today. I was pretty sad
prisms.
with it today, but actually in
It's
hindsight,
really good for turn meter control. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
obviously
people-
not the one you would want to get out of the prisms, but
No.
as far as one to get, certainly not bad.
His turn meter control is like top tier. People obviously just think, oh, it's a Razin epic, I just use him for Razin, but actually he's like really crazy for turn meter control in like Spider. Yeah,
but
100% turn meter
right?
depletion. Well, no, it doesn't need books.
It's for the cooldown.
Decreases the target's turn meter by 100%. So you basically get a full turn meter reset on Spider Queen without any bucks. It's really powerful. But you're not going to get a better one than that.
Decrease speed, but you don't need any books.
Yeah, you just need to ascend it for the speed if you wanted the debuff, but just resetting the Spider's turn meter in various different places that you need turn meter is surprisingly useful to have against the backdrop of something like having to go towards an Armiger and then trying to keep him alive, you know, as an epic, so it's a bit tankier.
Sure. Yeah. One of the areas where I am struggling the most actually is Fire Knight, because I haven't really pulled any multi-hitters or great multi-hitters. So I've got like a double hit from Juliana. Deity can spiral extra turns if he gets going. But otherwise, Fire Knight's been a real challenge for me. I just haven't really got the champions to make it easy. Lich is not
Have
bad
you managed
for
to get
that.
the dwarf, the rare dwarf, the reflected guy with decreased attack? That's who I would be looking out for if you're not getting much luck from epics. He's got a reflect buff and decreased attack. That's how I dealt with it last year. It's a dwarf. I can't remember his exact name.
Runic Warden.
Yeah, Runic.
Yeah.
That's the dude. Yeah. So he's
I don't
absolutely
think
one
so.
worth holding as a rare if you're in that boat.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of like a bit of an overview. I guess, yeah, as I say, mistakes that I think I've made. Well, I did go on a bit of a... You know when we got like the 500 energy drop? I was like, I'll just start to just get myself through Nightmare, and I wasted a bunch of energy doing that. Where I think, although it would get me points right now, I think it's actually... I'd rather just get 6 stars going, honestly. Or, you know, push to do things like the Dragon tournament we just had and stuff like that. I did manage to actually get the Prism Shard from Dragon and the Epic Book and all this type of stuff. So, and I actually sniped my way into the top 4. I was outside the top 10 when I did a video this morning. Put a few runs in and managed to get a shard out of that. So I'm kind of like doing missions and challenges, events and tournaments and stuff as we go. And all of that I find pretty comfortable to be just like in the mix of my day-to-day grind. You know, even this monster path, I actually got first Epic Book on the left, and I was closing in on second Epic Book, but I just didn't have, because I had to choose between Dragon and this. I ended up going with Dragon and grabbing that Prism Shard as well. And that's the type of decision I find quite difficult actually in the free-to-play stuff. It's got such a small amount of resources to work with. It's like, which way do you turn? You know, I can imagine people with no experience in the game, you'd end up just probably just spreading yourself so thinly you end up getting nothing.
Yeah, I always recommend for people starting out to not spread themselves thin.
Yeah.
I think the game wants you to, though, and that's the worst part. They create the systems. It's like, hey, you've just unlocked this. Go do this. And it's like, you should really just not even look at that area right now and just focus on the key things. Like, you've got all these dungeons, you've got Hydra you've unlocked, tag team arena. It's like, these are not areas you want to focus on.
Well, when the fundamental
worse is
challenges are upgrade your attack bonuses in the Great Hall, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
What's worse is you're used to your main account where you can do everything.
Yeah.
And you're trying to slim everything back to, I'm dealing with energy for the first time in ever.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Well, it's affinity more than anything else. The amount of times you can almost just ignore affinity at the higher level, but when you come into the lower level, it's like, oh, this champion's great, but this affinity is absolutely annihilating me. So like, I was trying to do campaign, and it's just the affinity issues of, sometimes it works in your favor, like you can like weak hit and not get the bombs, but then other times it's like, no, that I'm just getting critically hit so hard because the strong hits are coming and it's just annihilating you. The affinity in the early game feels much more powerful than in sort of like
really strong.
late game.
So this is a funny one. I've got a couple of shards, not many, but actually, wow, these progressive chance epics for this weekend are big. Taragi, who's absolutely enormous for any new account. Like, it's got to be up there as one of the best epics in the game for a new account, I would say, in terms of like clan boss progression. But then you've also got Vogoth, who is just a hard tank carry for anywhere else, really. What do you think here? Like, in terms of what I need, what would you say?
Taragi.
Got to be Taragi, right? Just for
Definitely
clan
go
boss.
Taragi, yeah.
It's like 10 times better than anything else there.
But Vogoth is so good as well. Considering I struggle with wave-based content at the moment, when I start to take hits, I actually feel like Vogoth is one of the best champions to deal with that.
That's what I was going to say. Is Vogoth, I think, is going to help you everywhere a little bit. Taragi is going to help you in a few places a lot. Like, he's going to majorly boost your clan boss team versus Vogoth might help a little bit, but Vogoth will help almost everywhere. You can use him arena, dungeons, Doom Tower, clan boss, you name it. I actually pulled a Vogoth, as you'll see in a little bit.
Did you? Oh, nice. Oh, damn, that's actually big. I just feel like getting clan boss online is still the number one, though.
Yeah, but I also think he's better just generally for your team in terms of wave content, because you've got Mr. Adadaihi, right? Mr. Adadaihi is absolutely monstrous at wave content. He'll just kill every wave. But what you need to do is keep him alive. And Vogoth requires himself to die to keep you alive, whereas Taragi won't, because he'll give you the shield and everything else. It's a little bit better sustain, I think. And you also get a decreased attack, which is incredibly valuable, which Vogoth doesn't give you unless you provoke.
Yeah, the decreased attack is big. Yeah,
it's a bit conditional.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do these 4 shards, and then we can jump on and see how other people are doing. I would love just to get another epic. Do you find yourself now pulling rares? You're like, let's just see what this guy actually does again.
No, I'm immediately in like, yes, chicken.
Eat it up. Yeah.
Like, I don't know who that guy is. He's immediately a chicken.
Yeah. Oh man, I keep getting a bog walker nowadays. Like, it could be okay for clan boss, but it just feels a bit like it's a bait champion. Although, actually, this guy gives me reflect on all allies as well.
Only when you're crit.
When you hit with a critical hit, though.
Yeah, but that's okay, isn't it? I can still crit into the shield, can't I?
No, when you get hit critically.
Oh, when you hit with a crit. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, it's not when I hit with a crit. Right, yeah. Oh, yes, way worse. I did that the other day. I got a rare, and I was like, why are we not talking about this rare? It looks so good. And a buff was just for herself, not for a whole team.
Only reason why I like Boltsmith, because he was my, like, look how powerful Awakening is. Because I had a 6-star Boltsmith, and I put him in Clan Boss, and he did, like, 50 million damage or something. It was stupid.
Yeah. Go on,
he's actually quite good, because he hits really hard on the A3, because it ignores defense, and he self-buffs. He's not as bad as... he's quite good, to be honest. That's not good.
That's not good. That's a sad 4 pulls right there. That's Chicken City. I guess one thing I'm not shown, which I will do quickly, is Faction Wars. Actually, I just want to show this on the leaderboards.
Faction War progress is crazy.
Like
223.
Look at this.
I don't even know. Like, what the hell is that? That's crazy.
How the hell is that possible? 223
who's in 4th?
stars. Damn, the raid man's up there. Yeah. I'm up there. I was feeling like, yeah, okay, top 10. He's got
a third of the way to the guy in 1st.
Yeah, the amount of stars that I've got.
don't even understand how that's
Gotta
possible. This
be.
is just
It's just
5
what he
stars.
told us.
Like,
No, it
Yeah,
must
I don't
be
think
all
he's 6-star
40s.
and
Yeah, it must.
enough.
Is he up here? It's just madness. Like I can't believe that number. 223. 2 weeks in. This right now, as of this stream, it's 2 weeks since we started the free to play. So that's insane. That's actually insane.
what is Lydia's stars total? Is it what 600 or something, or 800?
945. So
So he's like a quarter of the way to Lydia already.
yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Zipster, thanks for the super chat, buddy. What I don't like about Champ Filter, and just realised, is that the debuff buff instant is locked behind Ascension, and it does not show the champ. All right. I'm finding though I am using that debuff search thing a lot more. Certainly since Tranos came out, since the Curse City was around. I actually find that quite helpful.
I used it a lot yesterday, filtering for 1 and 2 stars. That's all I can tell you. A lot.
Yeah, I was filtering for 4 stars in my reserve vault, running them up. Oh man. Anyway, let's not talk about it. It's an awful.
Let's not go down that road. Let's
Yeah.
not.
That is
trauma.
the worst thing I've done for a while. But this is kind of close. Every 15 minutes, getting my phone out, hitting refresh in the arena, try and find one dude that I can hit. It's this is the worst experience for me for a new player. I think it's absolutely shocking.
What's terrible about it is we said this last year, and
Yeah, it's a
nothing
year
has
on
got
now.
any better. It's
Yeah, it's a
just
year
as
on.
bad, if not probably worse now, because there seems to be just less one-mans or something.
Yeah.
Like
well,
last year was exactly the same problem. You hit gold 1 way too early and just sat there fighting like really strong teams that you're just not ready for.
yeah. The trouble with me, as in terms of my like personality, I guess, is I want to keep progressing. So I got to this level on Doom Tower, and I tried it about 600 times, couldn't beat it, right? And I was like, I'm going to get the RNG luck soon. Kept trying it, just couldn't beat it. And in the end, I was like, well, I just need more stats. So I did the stupid thing of splurging all of my medals across a whole bunch of things, thinking if I just get some stats across the team, I'll get through this level, and then I can continue to earn rewards. Ah, what a mistake! I still didn't get past the level, and now I've wasted like all of my progression stuff. So yeah, that goes down as one of my absolute terrible mistakes as well. But,
This shames the name of HH Gaming. I'm not gonna lie, terrible mistake.
I've got no words. The fact that I still didn't get through it was just shocking, honestly. Yeah, just shocking. But
Yeah, I look at the Great Hall on the leaderboard, and as far as the only thing I don't agree with the scoring wise is the scoring on the Great Hall.
it should be reversed, right?
Is
It
it?
should almost be, yeah, I know what you mean.
Just go back to that Great Hall a second. Were you just like trying to put your name in the?
That's what I
HA?
was looking at too.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
Just
see
say if
one
you
more.
do the that.
if I
resistance, then you can
if I
stack.
like inscribe my name into the Great Hall, that will get me past stage 42. Is that what you were going for?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've got a very force-heavy team. Think about what I've pulled, or force and magic. But I started with Maud, and then I got Rathalos, and then I got Dythe. So 3 of my main champs force. Obviously started with Kale, and then I got Juliana. So I'm like, what else am I going to do but invest there, you know? But what I should have done is just stacked a place. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go here, then here. Maybe I get this extra 2% defense is probably going to get me through the wave. Clearly it's not, because I'm getting absolutely hard stomped by the wave. And I've got no idea why I decided to do it. It was literally impulse. I think it's because I got like nearly close once. And I was like, yeah, all I need is a little bit more stats. And at that point, I spent all of my silver on this level 40... level 40 shield champion, leveling up these crap gloves and crap boots. Anyway, it was a terrible 30-minute experience of my free-to-play life, because it actually ruined a whole bunch of the stuff I've been saving.
Yeah, once those missions come along.
Yeah,
the hard stop in the missions is the
yeah,
Great
it
Hall.
is. Yeah. And I know it as well, because it did exactly the same thing to me. I've even not ascended people, thinking I'm
That's
ready
way
this
down the
time.
road.
I'm ready for the missions, yeah, but it's still going to catch me out because of the Great Hall.
Yeah, so one thing I noticed actually with those is you actually have to have 4 champions 6-star awakened before you even get to the awaken a champion, spirit champion for the 6-star. Yeah, so you could do your first 4, ascend them. It doesn't matter.
So if this here where it's ascend a champion to 6, does this retroactively do it, or do I need to do it? Do you know?
I think you need to do that one. I don't think that's retro.
You can ascend. You can have a champion ascended right now. You don't have to do it at that time.
I don't. Right, so that's what I was unsure of.
But you have to go through 4 of those. There's this one's ascend a champion to level 6. There's another one that I think is like have 2 champions at 6-star ascension, 3 champions, 4 champions. Yeah. So you actually have to ascend champions before you can get to those ones that you're saving that ascension for. So essentially, you have to ascend 8 champions to complete all of them.
So do you not have your first 60 ascended yet?
No. I literally held it because I thought I might have to do it for that mission. So
that's why it's not showing then. I know one of them is retroactive, and it's very difficult to know. It should really say in the description, retroactive.
Yeah, so with the first one, Johnny's saying it's not. And that would make sense because it says ascend a champion to rank 6, so it's giving you a command.
Oh, the first one isn't retroactive. Yeah, okay, because it's so expensive actually. 6-star in legendaries, and it's a lot of resources, and I don't want to put the resources into the heaps yet. So, and the fact that I've not farmed any spider, I don't have any stuff to put on these people. It's really a very small improvement to me until I do some spider work. But yeah. Anyway, let's jump onto someone else's account.
Don't ignore the raw base stats as well. That's the big thing. The raw base stat increase. I mean, you're looking at your Rathalos there. He'll go up another 100 base attack, so that's exponential. They might get a big base speed. So as much as you would unlock the slots, actually ascending them will give lots of raw base stats. Probably more than the level 2 in your Great Hall right now. You'll probably get more from ascending. Not that I'm trying to rub it in, but
that's fair. Yeah.
Right,
who should we jump to next? Who should we jump? Whose account? Who's ready for the share? Who wants to go?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, jump onto Mullet Reaver. So Mullet Reaver, who's leading the way for our challenge in terms of this team. And in fairness, we were top of the board until somebody took a full reset, which, yeah, but hopefully we'll just jump back up there anyway. We'll get some of those early points real quick, and then we'll be back on track. Right, here we go. Mullet free forever. Where do you want to take us?
Well, we can start with my Great Hall.
Yeah.
I'm not on the leaderboard, but I've got a lot of medals to save. So essentially, with
same gold 2 as well. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, we're middle gold 2, which I was at. You had made it to gold 3 at one point, did you?
Yeah, I've made it to gold 3 a few times, but you get this period of, damn, you got a good amount of trophies as well.
Yeah. So the next stage is level 4s, 2 level 4s.
Yeah.
And then 1, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, you get this point where you get, whenever your reset is, people come in and they hit you with those 10 or 12 hits or whatever it is, and it feels like so much of the work you've done through the day just gets erased off. And I mean, how actively are you refreshing your arena, would you say? In your waking day, what percentage of your day are you on it every 15 minutes?
Well, actually, most recently has been even more, because now I'll run out of energy real quick. So I'll just leave the arena screen up, and then as I look over on my screen and see the reset button is back, then I'll hit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty active with that. Granted, you still only get 1 or 2 fights every 3 resets and things like that.
Yeah. It's annoying, isn't it? Because at one point I felt like I was going up pretty good, and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get into like gold 4s, gold 5s fast. I've absolutely just stabilized in this position, which feels like I'm in exactly the same spot as you, really.
Yeah, and I don't really have an arena team. That's probably the first thing once I get to it. Will be something I need to focus on, because I don't have a speed lead. I don't have an aura. I actually pulled Golden Reaper, which I was thinking of as far as just a speed boost.
Where would you say you think you are in luck compared to me for pulls? How would you rate your...
I would say, obviously, I hit the apex at day 2 when we pulled Geo right there. Since then, I haven't had anything exceptional. I mean, I haven't pulled legendary yet. I pulled a fair amount of epics, I'd say. However, only a couple of them are actually going to be useful. I actually got a dupe miscreated monster yesterday, which is
damn,
now going to be a chicken. So
yeah,
I guess that's a plus. But like, I don't really have a reviver. Kinegashi's my kind of semi-usable reviver, except she's 4 stars because I haven't built her yet because I'm not going to focus on her.
Yeah.
So as a reviver, she just dies first anyway, so it doesn't really help me.
interesting to see, like, prioritize Renegade as a 50 here.
Oh yeah, Renegade's huge. In fact, if you look, I've got a Sacred Shard, which you can pull here in a bit, and that is from Fire Knight. So we cleared the challenge to beat stage 13 Fire Knight,
Yeah.
And she absolutely helped with that.
Yeah, she got the triple hit.
Decreased speed.
Yeah, as well as
reset.
The cooldown reset. Nice.
She's also my only heal reduction champion for the Spirit Keep, which is nice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not... Well, we will eventually need, obviously, a Void 6-star. So, unless I pull something else down the road, she will probably be my Void 6-star when we get to that point.
You'd prioritize her over Golden Reaper as your Void 6-star?
Yeah, I would. Most likely.
You had some nice pulls, though, actually. Like, Sandlashed is decent as well.
Sandlash is cool. Yeah, like I said, I got a couple of good ones. I did the Dragon Tournament too, and I got Siege Hulk. So
Right.
he is my only AoE decreased defense right now, so I actually will build him for that. I never stopped to get a War Maiden. I got one, and she went towards Relic Keeper.
Sure. And he hits hard, this guy, doesn't he? He's actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was actually on my last year's free-to-play. I used him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, damn. It's cool. Actually, good pulls, really. You got a couple of average ones, but then sometimes I think, are they decent in this environment? You know, when it's like, probably not still.
Yeah, he's a chicken.
Yeah. But someone like that, so would you just be, for now at least, thinking he's got an AoE, got another triple hit, he's going to be decent for Faction Wars for a while. Is that your view, or are you more about 6 stars, get him going, push as fast as you can?
So I am not focused on Faction Wars very much. If you look at my Faction Wars, I'm behind you. I don't think too far behind, but like today's Faction Wars, there's 3 crypts open. I literally had to slap gear on, I think the Lizardmen was the only one I could complete stage 1 of. And that was today, and that actually took me a while to do because I don't have anybody.
Oh, Shizo, yeah.
So I had Jizo, but he couldn't do it by himself, so I had to toss in the rare there too, just to get through stage 1. We can't do stage 2, only stage 1.
Are you putting, you're not even level 8 in the gear, you're just putting some gear on.
No, I am on a constant struggle with silver right now, so
yeah,
you can see my piggy banks are pretty low right now, but I think we had
58 stars. Yeah, it's low.
Yes, but the nice thing about Faction Wars is once you do start grabbing people that are worth building and are not chickens, and you throw some gear on them, you can make up those early stars really easily. So one solid 5-star champion can clear stage at least 6 by himself, and that's 18 stars apiece.
Yeah.
So you can catch up on those pretty easily.
And then how are you finding the Doom Tower push?
Doom Tower, I'm stuck on Griffin right now. It's a DPS off, and I just do not have enough DPS at this point without the turn meter, because obviously we've got the turn meter reduction on for masteries as far as everybody that has them. I've got Kinegashi as my reviver. She's got turn meter reduction. Geo has turn meter reduction on his A3. All of that just helps the Griffin kill you faster.
So you've actually done a bit more mastery work than me, but I've got 2 champions maxed on masteries.
Yeah, I only bought for Kale.
And looks like you're actually farming the Minotaur now, are you?
Yeah. So I only bought for Kale. I did that immediately. As soon as I hit 800 gems, I bought Kale's. That way I just had them. Since then, I haven't been pushing that because I wanted the gems for other things, so I never bought a set of masteries or a second set of masteries, which I will do once I get up to another 800. However, it's that balancing act of, I need some energy for the dragon tournament, or I want to do this, I want to do that. So it's kind of a slow progress to build the gems back up.
Yeah. And I noticed you don't have anyone in a shield set. Is that not something which has been even on your radar, or you did have it and you stopped?
Well, the only shield set I really had was that first set that you get upon clearing the campaign, I believe.
Yeah, that's gone.
And it was some pretty garbage gear that I got, so I didn't have. I think the set that I had, I put on somebody, and it wasn't even worth taking off to spend the silver. Right. So I just haven't had. But Miscreated Monster obviously puts up shield with his A2, so it hasn't been missed very much.
Yeah.
Because he's been a pretty hard carry as far as keeping everybody alive. The stun, the ally protection, the little bit of shield.
I mean, the stun is massive, I think.
Stun's huge.
Stun is massive, yeah. It's one of the reasons why I feel like this is the best pick. Would you pick him again if you went again? Would you make the same decision, do you think?
Yeah, if I was doing it over, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So last year's free-to-play, I actually started my account on the first of the year, where you guys started like 2 weeks in for the last year's challenge. So I wasn't part of the community for last year's challenge, but because I started a little bit earlier, my novice tournament ended, and I was able to complete Pytheon about 3 weeks into the account. And Pytheon was a hard carry, so kind of a mini Pytheon Miscreated Monster here. Granted, obviously no revive, no cleanse, but he's just that hard carry of keeping everybody alive.
And obviously, because you've got this combo of some form of ally protector and Geo with his A3 damage, I guess Clan Boss is starting to take some sort of shape for you. You don't have a decreased attack, do you?
I was using Coffin Smasher for a bit.
Coffin Smasher, yeah.
But he's not in the team anymore since Rathalos is in there. But
what sort of level of damage are you hitting right now?
Generally about 6 million or so against Void. I've got up to like 7.5 or so against Affinity, but I'm 2-keying hard right now.
So actually, we're in a similar spot. You're a little bit further on than I am in damage, but then I've got 360. You've got 360s as well, or 3 6-stars. I guess I've got 2 with full masteries, which would give me a bit of a damage boost. But yeah, I actually thought you'd be further ahead of me than that so far.
Yeah, I haven't pushed Clan Boss as much. So one, obviously the gear is an issue, as you said for yourself on your own account, is the fact that we're doing so much, campaign farming and things like that. You're not really farming gear in order to improve those. So really my Clan Boss team has just been the same for over a week. Not really touching it or anything, because it's doing what we can now. It's not like I can go hit Nightmare because we don't even have Nightmare unlocked. So there's no real benefit to focus on it at this point in time to try to get it a little bit better. When we can, my next 4th star is gonna, or my 4th 6th star is gonna help a lot more. To where
who's your plan for the 4th?
That's an excellent question.
I feel like Geo's already doing the job he's going to do.
Yeah, Geo's
other than
good
gaining
at 5
more
stars.
stats. Yeah, more stats would help. Obviously, the longer he stays alive, the more you get benefit from his A3.
I don't know. I've just been focused on getting the chickens.
What do you think here? Yeah. What would you do for a 6-star on a Mullet's account?
I think it's got to be Geo, right? I mean, decreased defense like Sea Troll could be great, but you'll probably get a better decreased defense at some point. I think for me, it would for sure. If you had the chickens ready today, I would 6-star Geo. Maybe you'll get someone better down the line.
Anyone think different to that?
I mean, Geo, I think my problem right now with Geo is the fact that he doesn't stay alive. He dies because he has got no heal mechanic within him, so I need to get a regen set for him, but that doesn't have anything to do with him.
War Master,
War Master and Lifesteal, you could totally do that.
That's going to be better, because the problem with regen is he has to have large amounts of HP in order for him to heal. So whereas Lifesteal, he just needs to do War Master. So he's going to be in your Clan Boss. You should always like I always say, the rule number one of any sort of first 5 stars is you always 5-star your clan boss. You 6-star your clan boss team. So, and it's not like he's not going to be in any clan boss team you build for the duration of this event. So,
True.
You might end up 6-starring something like, I don't know, Coffin Smasher, and then the next day pull a better decrease attack champion. So, whereas you're not going to pull a better Geomancer. So I would go 6-star Geomancer.
With the Sacred that
Yeah.
HH is gonna pull.
That's what I mean. You might pull something, right?
And then we're gonna find a new 6-star. But yeah, valid points for sure as far as Geo as the next one.
And
I
what
wasn't
would you
thinking
say has
about
There were
been?
2 funny comments.
Oh yeah, go on.
So I would say there's 2 funny comments. He said, "Who should I 6-star next?" One person said a second miscreated monster, and then the other one said, "Yeah, it depends on who Hellhades pulls from that sacred shard."
Yeah. I've got to say, like, not for a 6-star, but I would be tempted to actually build a second miscreated monster, like a 5-star.
Really?
Like the two of them well, think of the wave control you've got going on with
One
one.
can do it though, right? You're just taking up damage. Just bring more damage.
Well, I felt like bringing more damage would help me on my account. I want more control by a long way. Like, I would absolutely sacrifice. I would probably trade my Rathalos for a miscreated monster right now.
What? Oh god, I'm gonna disown you at this rate. No.
I'll take 2 Rathalos. I'll give you my second miscreated monster.
What's your Rathalos build like, actually? I'm interested in it. I really need some gear. But yeah, yours is built a lot better than mine is, right? Is he your best build, Rathalos?
No, he is second to Kale. Well, as far as Kale's gear has been still on Kale for the whole time.
Wow, it's good.
I
Wow,
got the
it's fast
Hellhades
as well.
special on crit rate.
Yeah,
96 on
nice.
both of them.
Perfect. That's fast as well, though, actually. It's a good build. Like, for this level. This is just all your starter gear, these 4, are they?
Yeah, that's all starter gear. Yep.
Yeah. Rolled a nice set of speed boots on the old Perception.
Yeah, finally got a
Yeah,
6-star
nice.
set of speed boots in the speed set right there, which
Actually,
I have
this
no
is-
silver to level.
This is interesting. So you've definitely gone into Spider and done a bit of work by the looks of it.
Yeah,
Like a
Spider 10
farm. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I do need to do it.
You get
it-
it pretty
is-
quick because of the Spider 10 bug, right? You pretty much pick up a lot of 5-star gear very quickly. I've already got like a crit damage amulet and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you don't need to really go crazy, but you could probably commit like 50 runs and you probably will have enough to keep you going then for the next week or 2 easily.
Yeah, I'm thinking there must be, if it's not already out there must be a Spider turn attack coming like next. Did it happen already?
That was a regular tournament.
Yeah, so I think we've done Dragon. Ice Golem's in now. I would not be surprised if give it maybe Monday we get a Spider one, and I just figured I'd go all out then. Someone's saying, what's the Spider 10 bug? I've done a bunch of videos on this, but basically there's just
That energy if you want to run it. It basically drops 80% 5-star.
yeah versus, and I've done some testing on this, so it just drops much higher 5-star gear rate than anything around it in terms of levels. I'm pretty sure definitely tried 12. I might have even tried 13, and this still gave better results. So it's just some sort of error in the numbers that they've just never fixed. Don't fix it, Raid. Leave it.
There's like a magical tool you can go check all of the drop rates out, right? It's on a very special website that was created.
Yeah, what's that?
It's like something called like hellhades.com, is it? I
That's
can't
the one,
remember. Starts with a H, I'm sure of it. Just like the great whole picture you made, you know?
Yeah.
Are I guess I've never actually looked for actual stage 10 drop rates. Are they publicized as being 80% 5-star?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
It shows you all the drop rates. And
I
it's
thought
just
that was a
because
secret thing.
they've essentially someone accidentally left a 0 in the game code.
It's supposed
Is-
to be 8.
It is the fundamental flaw is there's an extra 0 in the game code, which means that it just ends up being a better, or like, yeah. Don't tell player.
They won't
Someone's
hear
saying
from me.
here, like, if you can't do Spider 10, then the clan shop's a good place to be as well. Obviously, we've not unlocked it yet. I don't know how close we are, actually. Still a fair way. Are you finding you're completing clan quests on a weekly basis?
I grabbed, so last week we had the energy, so I did, I
Yeah.
think, 2 basics and 1 expert. I grabbed the second basic like Friday, so well after everybody had a chance. But yeah, I grabbed a couple of those in order to get a free 800 energy or so. And then this week I got one basic and one expert.
Oh, so you still got one that you could take, yeah.
But yeah,
so you hold off. So you don't go for an elite. You hold off and see what else is left to you.
Yeah, I don't know that I could complete any of the elites really.
Yeah,
that were left by the time I got there, at least.
Yeah, you've got to be so on it. I mean, you're on a Tuesday. I was like, oh crap! I left it a couple of hours, and in my head I had it. Remember to get on early on the Tuesday, and I was like, crap, I didn't. But I still managed to pull one, which I probably will finish. But like you say, last week there was energy in here. 1,000 extra energy in a week as a new player. I mean, it's absolutely massive, isn't it? Yeah. What else would you buy out of here? Is there anything else that you would actually pick up?
I mean, once we get to the level 5, the accessories definitely are a great place. The revenge accessories are a great spot for better than. So I mean, like farming stage 10 of Spider, most of the gear is uncommon gear. So at least that's instant 5 or 6 star gear, and then it's at least it can be rare. But you have a good chance of legendary, good chance at epic gear, which you're not going to get anywhere else. Yeah.
Actually, and Notorious is saying here, I got lucky this week, finished all 3 on the first day. That's nice. Sounds like you got in early. Okay, anything else you want me to show before we go in? And damn, he's still got Bruce. Like, what will I be jealous of? Still got stuff.
See, I went hard to get the third 6-star first, and whenever I did that, I was completely out of everything. I was out of chickens, out of brews, out of energy, out of silver, out of gems. I was out of it all, and then everybody else is like, "Oh, I still got stuff. I'm buying masteries." I'm like, "Oh, what did I do?" And now I've reset, and everybody else caught up to the 6 stars. But now I've had a chance to
you're like recouping some materials and stuff. Yeah. But then you're far on your missions, aren't you? You're quite a bit further than me.
Yeah, so I'm taking my time on this one because it doesn't really matter, right? A couple missions over is the 4th 6-star that I need. But at this point in time, you get gated by the Great Hall bonuses. So it doesn't really matter how fast you get up to that Great Hall wall. So there's 2 at level 4, which I'm almost at right now. So I could rush to there. But then you're still going to get the level 5s,
it's not long before you start to get to the next set, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so you get all time gated by that. So the big push is always that first 2/3, and then this section is just as fast as you can farm arena is how fast you're going to get through all of this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, should we do the sacred? Oh, you already set it up?
I already set it up.
Yeah. Don't want me to make a mistake there. Fair enough. I mean, yeah. So for you, obviously, if you get a Taragi, it's still massive. Does that mean in your head, this created monster will end up just coming straight out of Clan Boss?
No, I think I'd use them both, because right now it's not a tuned team, so having 2 ally protectors plus having your ally protector get ally protected is also pretty beneficial. But he's also bringing poisons, he's bringing the decreased attack, he's bringing some other stuff that I just don't have on the team yet.
Sure.
So I would absolutely throw them both in there. However, Taragi is only the one I would want out of the progressive chance. I would much rather have a Deacon if one would pop out, or a Stag Knight.
Yeah. Deacon or Stag. Okay. And how would you feel if you got Harima?
Well, so I am not going to use legendaries as chickens. So
are you not? Okay. There's definitely
come
like
day 91 when the challenge is over, I will be ecstatic that there's a Harima sitting in my vault.
Sure. Okay. Let's do this. Good luck, man. It is an epic.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I mean, he's not terrible. There could have been a worse one. Well, there could have been a worse one.
The only thing is, he's
chicken.
okay for the arena, but there is no arena play. There's literally no arena play.
What's his Isn't he got pretty good crowd control though?
If you kill someone, you freeze.
If you kill someone,
it's 100% freeze on all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown if you kill someone. So it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but he's
What's the A3 do again?
not
I
that
can never
great
remember.
to do the damage.
I
AoE,
mean-
10 meter drop.
That's pretty good.
You're not going to book them, are you? I mean, you have to, for that to be a 3-turn
I-
cooldown 100%, you have to book them.
No, you don't.
Yeah, so
Oh, that one do you? But the A3 you don't. The A3 was what I was thinking. I was thinking about
10,
Spider. I know you got miscreated
14
monster.
books.
But
14 books for this dude.
I've got worse. Don't you worry. I can outbid. There's worse.
I'm happy
There's-
with a 4-star chicken. He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get 24 brews. We're gonna make him 40. We're gonna flip him over to a 5-star, and he's gonna be a 5-star chicken.
I mean, he certainly will kill the first level of faction wars for you pretty comfortably.
That's true. We'll hang on to him for that. for sure.
Pretty good for faction wars, considering he's got
He's
turn
actually
meter
pretty good for
control.
faction wars. Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad for that.
What is it?
Okay,
2
man.
points for a star?
Whatever the page says. I can't remember. My brain is mush.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an extra 2 points in the bag right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Well,
need you
have
need
you
5
got any-
champions in order to get 3 stars anyway. But
Yeah. Have you got any way of getting another sacred in a short period of time?
I don't think so. We got. I mean, we're only 2 weeks
You
in,
must
so we're
have done
definitely
all
not
of
getting
this,
it
yeah.
from. Yeah, unless I do Nightmare, which I was pushing to
I mean-
get.
Yeah, you've probably got champions that actually could do it. Like Miscreate Monster with someone could do it, I guess, but that's so much energy to push. Although you do get some good stuff in here as well. Don't know. Okay, man. Well, pretty good setup though. I'd say like for 2 weeks in, you got to be pretty happy with what you've got so far.
Pretty happy for sure. I got some more in the vault, which are my fusion champs and some food and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Okay, cool. Right, let's move on. So let's go with Finally He Sleeps. Your account.
This will be the polar opposite account.
Right. Have you done like free to play stuff like this before?
Other than I think when the Chronim was released, I had to run all the free to play accounts just to get the referrals.
Yeah.
That was it.
Sure.
And that had nothing to do with points or trying. That was just trying to get the 50 as fast as you can. So
Yeah,
this is
for
a
sure.
completely different animal.
Do you remember like how long did it take you to get 50s doing that?
I think each account was like 4 weeks, about a month.
Oh, okay. Quite quick.
I mean, we're putting in a little bit of effort just getting the daily stuff done, but really didn't care. We weren't
Yeah.
trying to do anything. This you're very invested in what you're pulling with the shards, and the luck factor on this account has been awful.
Awful,
far as
right?
what
Let's,
we've
let's
pulled.
just check this out. Let's check it out. Let's judge. So, obviously, you started with the Maud.
Yeah. The reason that being is because the last like 3 free-to-play accounts for the Chronim, I never had an HP burn champ.
Yeah.
Like, all the way through 50 had no one that was really a qualified HP burn champ. So I thought I don't want to get in that situation again. We'll just take Mordecai so it's set in stone.
Yeah, well, there's actually so few. Bearing in mind we're not allowed to use the legendaries, there's so few epics that do that job well, which is why I took him. Actually, it just felt like other stuff could be replaced, whereas what he does is hard to replace with with the accounts we've got. And the
Yeah,
time,
he's a solid
time we've got.
champion. I mean, you can use him in multiple places. So I just felt like it was. I felt I had a better chance of pulling somebody that would replace Miscreated Monster more than I would Mordecai if I was missing out on HP burn.
Yeah. And then, what do you think of
But-
Helen the Shrike here? I thought he was kind of good.
He's probably one of the best ones we've pulled. I mean, we have between Strike and Bellower, it's decent pulls. There's utility there.
Yeah, Bella
Frozen
obviously, yeah.
Banshee has
Yeah.
a lot of utility, but what I don't have is like that epic that can carry me through something. we're missing. I need a Stag Knight. I need a Geo. I need just that one champion to kind of focus on, to kind of get us over the edge on everything. But right now, all we've been doing with this account is it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And it's and like you said in the very beginning about going at it certain way with this free-to-play account, not getting spread out across too many different things. That is exactly what I did. I went in just heavy-handed because I've been used to playing with a main account where you have no problems, and I think we pissed through the energy really fast.
Sure. And
it didn't really focus on any one thing to get us there. But like the numbers that we've got up, I mean, I'm in the mix without having any. We just got our second 6-star in this account just the other day.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were like very bottom of the pack for getting the first 6-star,
right,
and then getting the second 6-star. So all the points we've had have just come from an overall grind.
Yeah. And what areas would you think you're pretty well progressed on right now?
We've gotten lucky with like Spider and Clan Boss of putting teams together that can kind of get numbers relevant to everybody else without having any big extra epic heavy hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing decent numbers on stage 10 Spider. Clan Boss, we're into, we can one key. We're on 1 keying normal and 3 keying hard. So
sure.
It's
and not far off 2 keying actually, are you? Like probably what, half a million?
Yeah, we've had. It just gets lucky if it depends on RNG where it comes in. So I mean, we're doing pretty good with this stuff with the champs that I have. But if I had like a Stag Knight, then I feel like I could definitely progress further than where we're at. Sure. Like Doom Tower, we're way at the bottom of the pack in Doom Tower because I just don't have. I don't have the depth to be able to do it yet. But once we got that second 6-star, it opened up a whole bunch of different areas to go.
Yeah.
But not being able to.
Who are you thinking? You don't have any shards right now. Who have you got in your head for someone that's going to progress you further right now? If you had to 6-star someone right now,
if I could, if I could 6-star someone that we have.
Yeah, someone you've got right now. Obviously, like Stag Knight, you might not ever see him.
Oh, I know. That's every time we pull a shard. It's just Stag Knight, please, Stag Knight, something. And right now, I don't know. I've done a lot of this where we've held the shards to go live, and done everything on Twitch and kind of let the streams kind of help pick. And my main clan has kind of made a lot of the decisions. We wouldn't be where we're at without the guys in my team that have made a lot of the decisions for it. So as far as like what the next 6-star is, I'll probably just let them pick.
Yeah. What do you guys think for like if this was your account, where would you be going for a 6-star next?
Like Bergoth actually is pretty useful. I've grown a bit fond of Kellen the Shrike for faction wars. I don't know if necessarily he would make it towards the next 6-star, but
I'd go Mordecai, because Mordecai is going to go in your clan boss team with Rathalos, and you need the HP burn, and you need the War Master to do damage in your clan boss team. So again, it's always down to me what champion is going to get used the most. Well, Mordecai, because you've already committed to the Rathalos. Had you not committed to the Rathalos, then you could course correct and make a decision about something else. But at this point now, when you've got Kale Rathalos at 60, then you can't use the Rathalos without a HP burn, and you've got the perfect HP burn next to him. So that's where I would go.
I don't know if you get that much value from Mord going 60 though. Actually,
we get War Master and Clan Boss. That's like 1 million damage.
You do, but it doesn't hit with this. This doesn't hit either. So you only end up hitting with one of the 3 skills. So you actually don't get that much in terms of War Master procs.
True. You get survivability in a banner though, so you can go faster.
Yeah. I'm just thinking for me, maybe a bit of a sleeper on this account, certainly for Clan Boss, could be Corpse Collector.
A lot of books though.
It's a lot of books.
That's what
So-
I like. I'm running into trouble trying to book my second epic, which is Geo, and luckily my first 4 books went into his A3, which are the chance for the HP burn and weaken. So I got super lucky there. But the next 2 are cooldowns, and I put books in every single skill beyond that. So now all I have left is my 2 cooldowns, and it's annoyed the heck out of me. So trying to find that many epic books, particularly on
It's
your
hard,
second
yeah,
or
it's hard.
third, is very difficult.
Yeah.
Is there no epics in the vault? Is it just these the
Oh,
ones we've got?
there's nothing. The
Vault
vault is
clean.
everything in the vault is just food.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. There's there's nothing really.
I mean, there's
pushing
definitely something to
towards
say here. Bellower is, or could become, the hard carry outside of Clan Boss. So, and this goes against normally what I would say for, leveling champs and stuff. But then I'm thinking, even on my account, Dithey might be my next 6-star because I actually do need to start progressing somewhere else. And I feel like
think it's great.
Bellower is your answer for that.
I would
at the
highly
moment.
recommend Daihi. I think he's like playing him last year. Him and Hoskerl together pretty much cleared everything. They were clearing bosses. They were clearing floor stages. Because once you put him in a relentless set, yours is in lifesteal. Once you put him in relentless, his value goes up even greater. Because relentless can obviously activate on his extra turn, so he gets a guaranteed extra turn on the A3 that can roll relentless. So you could queue up like 2 extra turns. And
No,
he just
I don't
keeps.
think it does that.
Yeah, it does.
It used to. I don't think Relentless queues anymore.
No, it does. That's why Whisper in Relentless can go crazy, because every time the skill effect is unique to the artifact effect, just like Shield skill effect is different to artifact. What you can't do is queue up multiple of the same type, if that makes sense. Like, so before you used to be able to queue up multiple Relentlesses, I believe.
Yeah.
But if you have a Relentless with a guaranteed extra turn champion, then if they take an extra turn off their passive and then they have a Relentless proc at the same time, it'll queue it up. So you can do 2.
So you've stored 2 extra turns.
You've stored your skill extra turn and your relentless extra turn, so you can essentially take 2 turns next. That's why extra relentless is more powerful
I
on
thought that was
guaranteed.
fixed. When they fixed the Rotus fix, I thought that was the exact thing that they
Pretty
fixed
sure.
was that you couldn't stack.
No, I've seen it before with Whisper, where I get the A3 into A2 and A1 because it queued up the relentless the previous turn.
Is it? Interesting.
It's
literally
happened
thought
on
that-
Whisper, so I mean, unless it's like some unusual bug with Whisper or so, but
Yeah,
that's how I set
thought
it up
that's
last
exactly
time.
what they fixed. Because it used to be that champions that got an extra turn mechanic, they used to cycle so well with Relentless that it was insane. And when they changed that, all of a sudden, Lord Shazar fell off the curve. Rotus fell off the curve temporarily, at least.
Was it just that they put the diminishing returns into it so that it halved the opportunities for you to get an extra turn each time? Maybe I know they changed something like that. But
It definitely used to stack. Like, it used to be able to get multiple. Anyway,
I'll have a little Google while
Yeah,
you carry on.
It'd be interesting to know that for sure, because I didn't think that was possible. If it is, then that's actually huge. Certainly for someone like a Dithey, but that's very different to what I thought. But anyway. So yeah, I mean, it feels like then you've got some good champions in here, but like you say, you almost need just a few more to choose from before you start making that next decision.
Like an AoE decreased defense, I need a reviver. There's just like one missing element, and I don't even know if I'll take Mordecai to 60, to 6 stars. I may wait until we get a few more shards just to hold out hope that there's that one wave control that'll come in that will help me, just kind of control things and kind of take it to the next level. Eventually, I've got to pull something good, and I'm just kind of waiting on it.
And what is your focus right now then? So if you don't really have the resources or just the champions to push certain areas, like where's your focus right now for trying to progress?
Just missions, and we've farming 5 stars, and just waiting on the like potions to come around on the next mission to be able to finish those. We're stuck. We got stuck the other day on waiting on Spirit to open up, and then we didn't get all of those through the missions in that first 7 days before the Spirits went on their cycle, or
Right,
not
yeah.
spirit, when the potions started
Yeah.
going their cycle, and that kind of backed us up too. But
Yeah, that's actually just so people understand that and are clear. It's massive. So one of the reasons why I know Mullet did it, I did it. This mission push in the early part of the game, for people that understand the game really well, if you could get past certain sticking points before stuff starts closing off, it's a game changer. Like for example, like you've said here with the keeps, you got that 7-day window to try and push past a load of these missions where it's kind of like time gating you. You've also got a bunch of the arena stuff where you've got to kill a certain number of champions, wherever it is. If you can do that whilst you're in silver, that's 10 times easier than waiting for gold. There's a whole bunch of kind of like, if you can just get it done in the first week, it saves you a ton of time. Because after that, it just gets like a slight bit more difficult every single time you do it. You know?
I think the Void one that's coming up in the next day or two, that's the last one I've got. I think once the Void
This one, yeah.
potion one is done, then I can move on.
There's plenty more.
Yeah, once you get past
that'll
here,
get you to the
but
sacred.
yeah, you get your sacred shard, and then
Yeah, I just want the sacred.
Because honestly, if you could get the sacred for this weekend, whilst there's something like a Taragi option, again, that's a big pull. But as we've been saying, you know, big pull potential. Have you done your brutal 3-star? Yeah, you've had the sacred there.
I can't remember. Yeah, Brutal's all done. Nightmare, it's opened up, but I don't think I've done anything in it yet.
No, Nightmare's a bit of a bait thing, really. So just don't have the energy to throw into it, I find.
No.
The second page of those milestone rewards, the star rewards, is actually pretty decent. I think there's like 3 ancients. There's
True, yeah, true.
a fair amount of silver, I think. Something else behind that.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
start to get
remember what it
chunky
is.
rewards, but it's a lot of energy per level, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
16
I mean,
per-
once Saf put on the page where the points were being generated, I reevaluated what I was focusing on and just started to focus on where I could generate the most points early on, because I didn't have anything else to kind of put the energy into, and that made a difference. My numbers jumped way up there, but dealing with this it's a completely different set of tactics than just get the account to 50 as fast as you can.
Sure.
And
yeah.
so it's been a learning curve.
Yeah. Because I mean, like you say, do I want to focus? Some challenges, once you've done it once, you're never going to get points for that again. So things like campaign, Nightmare campaign, you do it today, you get no more points doing it today than if you did it towards the end of month 3. Whereas some things we get like a monthly reset of points on. I can't even remember which ones they are. Saf, you might know better than I do. What things do we get like a monthly reset?
The ones are for you get monthly points are Dragon, Fire Knight, Spider, Ice Golem, Sand Devil, if you're there, Shogun Grove, and Iron Twins. So that is based on your highest
any of the
stage
dungeon
and
stuff,
best
yeah.
completion. So it's dungeon progression really that we're giving monthly so far.
Yeah.
But like in the very beginning, I was holding all of the fusion champs. Like every time I pull anything I could use for a fusion, I was like, okay, we'll do the fusion. And then you realize you don't get any points for the fusions other than if you want the champion that you're fusing, and it's not like the Justicar build that you need for the missions. There's no real advantage to doing that stuff early. So, and I would rather use those for chickens. So I think if I would to do it all over again, I would have focused in the very beginning on nothing more than 5-starring Kale and then taking him to 6-star right out of the gate. And that been my only thing. That and the potions in the first 7 days. That's what I should have done. And I don't think I figured that out until 4 or 5 days in, and I had probably pissed through half the energy stores I had on stuff that really didn't matter at that point. I look back on some of the dungeons that I wasted so much energy on, and I played a lot offline without the optimizer.
Yeah.
And and then you come back in, you have to turn the optimizer on, and I feel like I wasted energy. It's like now I have to do it again to get credit for it. Where if I'd have just done it with the optimizer to begin with, I would have I wouldn't have wasted some of that stuff there.
Yeah. It's interesting looking at the community. Obviously, they started at the same time as we did. And Draven's been like off the radar for a little bit because all he's been doing is food farming. But because of that, he's actually already now chalked up 5 6-stars.
My cat's doing very well.
Yeah, your cat's going great guns. We've also got, I know we've got Panda in stream right now. I think we've got Panda in stream. We might have his rival JSF as well. I think I've seen JSF if he's still here. But yeah, 2 which are absolutely like hammering the competition right now. I know that Mullet Reaver is actually up there, top 20, 1600, but we're talking a lot of points above that as well. So yeah, we've got some true legends of free-to-play experience going on right now in stream, which is quite cool as well. Just shows like, you know, we're all pushing at our own levels, but some people that do this almost like it's a career. Hold on, that's us. No, they're extremely good at running these accounts. Like, and I guess it's just ultimate efficiency, you know?
I just want to clarify on Relentless. You were correct. They did make it so that skill usage, and where my tired adult brain has miscommunicated, as you say, what I meant to say with Relentless is because you get the extra turn, you get another opportunity of rolling the extra turn, if that makes sense, because you're using your skills more often. You might not necessarily roll it on the skill that gives you the extra turn, but because it gives you the access to the next skill, then that skill can roll it, if that makes sense. Whereas if you had, like, for example, no Relentless set on a standard champion that just had 3 turn, 2 turn, 1 curl, 2 down, then they can only ever get like 3 rolls, essentially. Whereas if you've got something like this, try to Dithy.
If you've got the Dithy ability is A3 where he just buffs and goes again.
Yeah.
Are you saying he's got 2 chances in that instance to roll Relentless?
No, what I'm saying is because he rolls an extra turn, he gets to do 2 skills. So it means normally on that one, you'd have 1 roll of 1 Relentless. But actually, you're rotating your skills quite often. So you're getting more rolls of the Relentless because you're getting back onto the A2. That A2 could proc it, and then the A1 could proc it because you're back onto the A2.
But you can't stack, is what you're saying.
You can't stack the extra turns, no. I'm sure you could. I'm sure I've seen it. For sure.
You definitely
with
could
the Whisper, where she's like, they've still got like text that shows up with it. It says like extra turn twice or something. I'm sure I've seen it before, but maybe I'm just like delirious after.
It could be delirious for sure. Yeah.
Seeing too much campaign training in one night. So, but just I don't want misinformation going out there. But yeah, that's why I always say that if you've got a guaranteed extra turn, it just gives you more opportunities to roll the Relentless set because you get your skills going. You're basically taking 4 turns instead of 3, which is. I find Relentless on him. Like in one clan boss run, I've had him take 8 turns in one clan boss run. So in like one rotation.
I mean, I've seen Dithy go crazy, like 5, 6 extra turns. And you're like, damn, it's insane. And then when you're like, I just need him to get 1 extra turn in this Doom Tower run, just once, and he never bloody does it. And you're just like, hey, just once, so I can get through this bloody wave. Never does it at the right time. But you're right. Relentless will give me more chances to do that for sure. Okay, man. Right. I think anything else you want us to look at here before we move on?
No, not unless you want to give me a couple of sacreds.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could.
Yeah, we don't need to lose another teammate.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, Saf. It's down to yours before you fall asleep.
That's fine. I'm getting second win now.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, this is when his day starts.
You're currently, apart from someone on 0 points, you're bottom of the team, but I'm expecting some big things. What's going down?
Well, we've got to put it in context. I did just do 235,000 points on the hero's path, so that would have taken me time. But I am all in for the Rathalos. I don't take any of this Rathalos hatred. Rathalos plus Mordecai is going to be crazy. Unfortunately, my epic pulls, the one champion I'm really missing is the Miscreator type monster, which just can give me some control. I've been lucky enough to get Buckethead. I'm so excited about Buckethead. Really, truly, and most honestly, the most stupid. Like, all he does is like strengthen with a small strengthen. Well, he just throws tombstones at people. That's all he does. That's all I watch him do, is just throw a tombstone at someone. The strengthen's okay. He was actually probably I've been using him because of his A3. It's not bad, but he probably now gets munched because I got Prundar.
Yeah.
The only thing about Prundar, like we were saying about epic books, is Prundar. Like,
Oh,
wait, just keep going, keep going,
what the hell?
keep going.
Actually, there's a good chance to provoke already.
Yep.
Wow.
Jeez. Like, I thought Alika was bad. This is like 21 or 20. Like, it's ridiculous. Come on. There it's like
20 books.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just to make him useful.
That's insane amount. It's just not a feasible number, is it?
Not really. I mean, I can use
But
him.
outside of that, I mean, still a 50% chance to provoke is not bad.
It's just the cooldowns. I could deal with the bad chance, but like you can't really trust on a 5 turn, and then the strengthens on I think a 5 turn. So it's like I might as well stick with Buckethead, I guess, even though he's lower strengthened. But Fenchy's great. Fenchy's going to be really good for Finite. I think he's actually top tier. I know Never last year used Fenchy to great success in Fire Knight. Even Clan Boss potentially, like he probably he replaces Kale in Clan Boss, I think, purely because he just does more poisons and more damage as that poison slot. So yeah, my focus was basically get Rathalos up. I'm currently enduring the pain of potion keep farming. I've got masteries on 3 champions.
So you got masteries here. So you've got only 1 6-star.
Yeah.
You got masteries on. So you've done a completely different route then. Have you spent all of your gems on masteries?
I haven't bought the mine. I basically prioritized 3 sets of masteries because I pretty much figured my dungeon teams, at least in month 1, are going to be these 3 champions, or campaign farming, right? So there's no point in not putting masteries on Mordecai if he's going to be basically sat next to Rathalos babysitting him constantly. So I was getting things like Evil Eye for a bit of turn meter control, things like the life drinker just so I could heal with his A1. So, you know, I've almost finished booking Mordecai. The books was great on Rathalos, really just freaking wonderful. I was like, well, I've got a better chance of landing decreased defense now, and I'm like 5%. Yeah, great.
So bad. You definitely don't. That's the last place you want him to be. Yeah.
Like, seriously. So anyway, so that's a bit of a pain. For some reason, I seem to think as well, like you do, that there's some sort of mission or quest that I can't fully book Kale. So I've left 1 book off him because I'm like, I'm sure there's something that requires me to fully book a rare champion or something.
Yeah, I think
it's a challenge.
It's
I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
So I figured his A1 is not important, so I'll leave it off.
Yeah, I have it. It is.
But I can't remember if it was a champion or a epic champion, even though I just literally did it this week.
It's fully upgraded champion skill. It's 5/5
any champion
of the champion challenges.
I can't remember which one I'm on there. I may be ahead of it. So my focus really early on was smash the challenges so that we don't have to go back to doing all those stupid, like, get a HP chest at 2-star at, you know, Hayrock Castle. So I smashed all those out. Prioritize getting my first 60 as Rathalos because he will be my main boss killer, wave killer, arena nuker, to be honest. I've got most of these smashed out. The HP one is just because I haven't got any HP because, you know, silver's a massive problem in this game, even at low level.
Yeah.
1 pair of gloves. I made a mistake. I upgraded something to level 16, and then the next mission was upgrade something to level 16, and this 1 pair of gloves. Like, I swear to God, it took me 2 million silver just to go 15 to 16. I hated it.
One thing I can recommend, is put that book in there. The fully upgraded champion skill challenge is next to win a campaign battle with 4 level 60s, so you've got time. So book him now. You'll have more later.
Nice. So yeah, so I've got a pretty good build on Rathalos. I think he's in a good spot. Not fully upgraded his top row yet, but he's at 100% crit rate. It's always a good start. And you know, of course, I am king of triple rolling, so there is triple rolls.
Yeah, I saw the triple attack roll there.
There's also like a triple shield, I think, and like a triple other something. I don't know. I triple roll everything. All useless stats, but it's triple rolling, eh?
But you're quite far behind here on 6 stars. So
yes,
it's not like you've even got the food on the way.
I just haven't had time to farm campaign in the free to play. Because actually, what I've been doing is the next mission that I've got is to ascend someone to rank 5, and I'm trying to get Rathalos up to rank 5. So. Because I got an amulet for him. So I've been doing potion keep farming, which is brutal.
Yeah, it's harsh when you get early days when you're trying to do legendaries. It's so much because obviously you can't beat yet. with only one 6-star. And this is why I think Draven secretly is actually just going to come out massively ahead of the rest of the community, because all he did was just sat there and farmed champions. It's the most boring way to play the game. But now that he's got a team of 5 6-stars, he could pretty much push anywhere he wants, you know, faster than anyone else is going to be able to do, which it's just
But
like
as soon as you have the champions, though, like, I don't really I'm not looking at the list of epics in my vault and everything and go, oh, well, I've got an instant rank 6 champion that would just make, like, I'm looking for that miscreated monster role now, right? I don't have a decreased attack champion. Like, if you go to the vault, you'll see I've got a bunch of different epics in there. Like, I got Old Man Jorg, which is basically Mordecai, which is not great. And I've got, like, I've managed to pull Bloodfeather, which is one of the decent, but I just don't have a decreased attack champion. I don't have a crowd control champion, right? I'm looking for that, like, Hoscarl type epic, which I can just put into a team and he will be able to carry me through. So whilst pushing champions is good, that only depends if you actually have a champion that's worth taking to 6-star. And I don't really think there's anyone else.
Also, you get more stuff by pushing more champions.
Oh, it's
so
not like I wouldn't
what
get
you're saying.
food.
Well,
But
but you also just get more resources, right? So you would have got some bits from Doom Tower. You would probably have pushed higher in Clan Boss and got a better chance of getting the odd shards. It's not a lot, but you do get more stuff. And I felt it. Like, I probably had at least 10, but probably more like 20 more ancient shards than you, I reckon, by now.
Yeah, probably. But I haven't really had time to play, so I would have been at level 42.
Like, that's why I think it's.
So what I've been doing is on Force Keep days, I've been farming to try and get some Force Keeps, because it's actually just not Rathalos either. There's also Mordecai's Force, Fenchi's Force. I think there's a couple of others that are Force as well that I've been trying to. So, like, I need to just get them up to, like, a higher star to either unlock their Ascension or something like that. So, like, Mordecai, for example, unless you get him to 3-star Ascension, doesn't have his Aura. Fenchi didn't have his A3 in entirety without ascending to rank 3. So, I had to spend some resources just to unlock, like, his A3, his poisons. It's kind of important, you know? It's been a bit frustrating. Same as Rathalos. Until you take him to rank 3, you don't get his 200% multiplier, his passive.
Yeah.
So, it was like Deacon last year. Until you actually ascend Deacon, you don't get his extra turn, and not having that extra turn actually kind of kills him as a champion. It's really frustrating. So my plan now that I don't have to sit there and do 200 Fortress campaign runs, is to probably do a little bit more Force Keep today, see if I can get just a few more superior, if I get lucky with one of those superiors, and also build up a few of the greatest, so I can get, like, Fenchi up to 4-star, Mordecai up to 5-star, just so I can unlock, because I've got accessories ready for them, and then start pushing through another rank 6, probably. I probably won't rank 6 Kale, because I don't think I need him. I think Fenchi's a better poisoner. He's doing campaign 12-3 100%, because, pro tip for anyone who's trying to do it, put some resistance on him. The only thing that can kill him really is bombs, so if you just put a little bit of resistance on him, doesn't need to be much, it means that when you actually go and fight Shazar, he can't bomb you, and if he doesn't bomb you, he won't kill you. See, that's what I did. So his gear is nothing, like, his build is terrible. I just found a few pieces of resistance, put him in the Divine Shield, and he basically can clear 12-3 in about 30 seconds, 35 seconds, but it's 100%, I never fail. So because you can't use Rathalos, negative affinity, doesn't really work. I did get masteries on Kale naturally, because if you don't, it just takes so long to get your first 6-star, it's ridiculous. So he probably might become a 6-star, but only if, like, I can see Fenchi being better in Clan Boss and Finite than him. I might transition him to be an arena nuker.
Unless you get something dramatically changed, you probably have got plenty of room for both, haven't you? For a little while at least.
Yeah, probably Fenchi would be my next 6-star, if I'm being honest. I took Mordecai to 5-star just so that he was not dying every 5 seconds. Yeah. Because he is quite squishy. But Fenchi, I think, is going to probably be my next 6-star, because he hits multiple times, and finite progression is always a big part of, just, like, you know, as you said, you get the Sacred Shard if you can get stage 13 down, and he is an absolute monster. He hits pretty hard. He's a great poisoner. He's better poisoner than Kale, because obviously his A3s will ignore defense, and he places the big poisons, where Kale, you have to play the RNG game of, oh, look, he did 4 poisons, and the next 3 times he does his A3, he doesn't do any poisons. Books, again, are a problem, though. Like, I feel like there's so many epics in
Yeah,
this game that they just need to do a bit of a like cut 20% books out of. Because seriously, like look how many books
It's
he
a lot.
needs.
Yeah, it is a lot.
You're
Like, it's
not-
going to take you a long time. If you're obviously you need to try and get Mordecai's done, which I've got the same problem here that
They're
I really
splitting,
want
aren't
the
they?
cooldowns, and because the cooldowns are long on Mordecai, actually,
Yeah, they are.
it's not ideal.
They're not great, no. And the thing is, he is perfect to go with Rathalos, but without the burn, Rathalos just loses significant power.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm finding. So when I go from wave to wave, I've always got first wave gets annihilated with its combo. Such a long wait for this to come back. So I have to deal with wave 2 in a different way. So this is then back for wave 3.
That's because I don't use his
That's-
A3 on waves. I don't let him one-shot the wave. That's how I do it. I just basically tell him to A1, so he keeps one shot and then 1 by 1. And then when I get to the boss, he's allowed to do his A3.
I just find on the level I'm at in Doom Tower, I just get nuked.
I haven't tried Doom Tower yet, but because obviously I'm close to unlocking him for like 2 account level, so probably like a good 6 hours of grinding, I'll probably be catching right up. But the reason why I went Rathalos is I know he will eventually get to the point where I will be able to go to Dragon 16 and his damage alone will probably take like 40% of the boss's HP. I know that'll be the reality, which is going to be better than, the only one that can really compete with that is someone like a Geomancer or a Royal Guard, which if you've got it, great. But if you don't, then you're basically going to try and poison it a little bit with Kale. He'll out-damage Kale on the Dragon boss. He hits too hard. So that's why I went with Rathalos, because I think on a boss level, he's just going to be more powerful. In a clan boss level, he will be more powerful. I just have had really bad epic luck, to be honest. I'm still looking, or even like rare, like there's some good rares though, like I've kept some of the Toraxes because I actually think he's quite a good, one of the newer rares, the Longsword Torax. He's actually, he's in the vault, he is. The one that's got like a weird face mask. I think he's in the reserve vault. Yeah, the guy.
This guy.
Yeah. He's really good because he's got that A3 that can provoke. And he also has a if you just check something in the vault, Petrifia or something. She's not a bad one, not either, but she's yeah. So like he's got a leech on an A1, which is a pretty good chance to place at 45%. He's also got a provoke AoE.
Yeah, nice.
On a 3-turn cooldown, which when you book it up, it becomes 70%. And I think his A3 is like a counterattack or something, I believe it is, or like block damage. So he might be what I have to go to if I can't get someone like a Hoscarol. That's kind of like that's the missing link right now. I need a decrease attack and a
Is he not
Hoscarol.
doing similar to what this guy's doing anyway?
Potentially. That's why I haven't really invested in either of them, because I'm just like but I can see it.
Yeah,
like,
maybe he's easier to book and stuff, but yeah.
well, he brings a leech as well, which that's underrated a little bit. But yeah, I'm just at the moment I'm kind of looking for that really good CC champ, like someone to like just keep my team alive, because it's like I burn, I do a bit by bit, and then eventually they start kind of falling down one by one until we get to the boss, and then Rathalos one-shots the boss. So that's kind of like how my teams are going. But my main focus is actually, I'm not worried about clan boss this rotation. I will try and build a decentish clan boss, but I actually want to climb the Doom Tower as high as I can, because I think Doom Tower is probably going to be more rewarding because of the length of time we've got. Because really, unless you get like a Taragi the Frog or a Geomancer with Ally Protector type setup, right? Unless you have really specific champions, it's very difficult to push early clan boss with gear to get anything valuable.
Well,
whereas Doom Tower, you get a lot.
Get to
like Nightmare.
Maybe brutal just by 6-star in champions.
Yeah.
With masteries, obviously. But after that, you need to start to get comps,
Yeah, that's what I kind of learned from last year's free-to-play is getting free clan boss in 1 month is fine if you have the right champions, but if you can never get the Ally Protector or never get the Seeker or never get the Unkillable, then it's actually incredibly hard, because you just don't have the right, it's very champion role specific. Whereas Doom Tower, just get a CC champ, get a bit of a carry like a Daihi or someone like a Rathalos, and you'll be able to gain, energy, chickens, books, shards, like probably just as much as a clan boss, probably. Because you only really get good rewards until you get to Ultra Nightmare clan boss. Up until that point, the rewards are a bit, did the Nightmare boss like me today? So, yeah, it's
okay.
Hopefully, I can spend, I can catch up and start.
You got a bunch of energy.
Yeah.
Not really. You don't have tons of gems. I guess you spent gems on your masteries and stuff. Do you have much in the way of resources? Not massively.
No, but if you look at where I am in the missions, like I've got all of those mission rewards to come, right? So I've just been a bit behind. So once I start climbing through this, that's where all my energy that you guys have spent is going to come back. So I haven't really wasted any resources other than time. And the nice thing about the competition is, as long as I'm in a good situation by the end of month 1, then it doesn't matter if I've taken a week off, because the points are based on achievements that we do as you climb, rather than it being like, well, you've taken a week off, now you're forever 200 points behind. I should be able to quickly recover just by unlocking some different things. Like I'll probably get to level 40 in a day with just campaign farming, with the amount of energy that I've got from those achievements. If I can get the rank 5 ascension, which I should probably just do an uncommon and, blame the, use the points. But it's like, it's got to be rank 5. So it's only can really be at this point.
I actually did do an uncommon. I made a chicken of whoever, Mad Monk, I think, just did.
And then just do, yeah. I did that with one of the other ones. I took an uncommon and ascended it to rank 3, which is why I was confused, because like that should really be retroactive if the other one's retroactive.
Yeah, I
it's
thought
weird.
So. Yeah.
It's so confusing. Like for a player coming in the first time, like one of them is like, oh well, this one I didn't have to wait. The next one I do was very unusual. So
okay, well let's jump onto Sam's account then for the final look before we talk about the creator challenge which is coming, which could be quite fun as well. So Sam the Raid Man, how are you feeling about the challenge so far? And I guess going last here, how do you feel about your progression versus what you've seen so far?
Well, obviously it's tough going after Mullet Reaver in general, but we're all suffering from being in his shadow.
Yeah.
Besides that, I feel pretty good. I've got some really good shard luck, and I feel bad because some of our other teams not had such good shard luck. But I've pulled a few big epics. Started with Mordecai, obviously, but I pulled the Miscreated Monster, so it makes me not regret going for that. Pulled the Apothecary, and I pulled a Vogoth. So all of those are like valid for 6 stars. All of those are pretty big carries.
Damn,
so
that's they're crazy massive first set, yeah. And you also got the Bellower.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost
he was super early.
Was he? You're almost like overwhelmed by who could I 6-star next, actually.
Absolutely. It's the opposite problem from FinallyHeSleeps, just because you don't know who to go next, and neither do I. But we have different reasons.
Because actually, even discard is decent, to be fair. Like, it's definitely not a bad one.
To provoke.
Doesn't he double buff the A3 as well? Like, he gives you both buffs.
Yeah, he gives both buffs.
If you get lucky with books, then ideally what you want is just the books on that A3, and you just kind of like deal with the low chance on the A1. But like,
it's got a decent chance.
The only issue with that
decrease. Oh, it's 1 turn.
It's only
attack.
Yeah, it's a 1 turn decrease attack, which sinks. So when I was using him, I used him in Clan Boss before I leveled up Barthalos to 6 stars, and he was good. He was landing it pretty frequently, but it's just 1 turn. So I'm only using that ability. I couldn't even use the increased defense, increased attack.
Sure. Yeah, 1 turn does hurt you a lot. There's another epic, I think Crimson Hell, maybe, or Crimson Slayer or something. It's got the same problem. Just a 1 turn is just not enough. It just hurts so much. And actually, Jurajin as well. Decent decrease attack.
Just pulled him yesterday.
Right. Again, another Provoker. Yeah, you've got some decent pulls here. Anyone in the vault?
And then if you'll go to the reserve vault, you can see I got one other champion.
Oh, Ray. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's
your feeling about legendaries? Yeah.
I like Mullet Reaver said, I think I'm going to be keeping them. I don't know if I'll keep playing the account, but I'll either do a giveaway or I'll continue playing the account. I actually don't have Ray on my main account, which is a bummer. So I'm excited in a few months to be able to play with her a little bit.
Yeah, nice. And you've got... So, is your vault food, or is this just you're storing stuff for... Because it might be something that's relevant, or are these your faction war champions? Then what are you doing here?
A little bit of both. Food, and really all of them could have a use. All of them are being used in faction wars right now. So anyone who's not in the vault is safe to feed. Some of these guys, it's like maybe I'll feed them if I need them, but if I can keep them, I'll keep them.
Sure.
Like Runic Order might be the key to me getting that Fire Knight 13 win.
Who might be, sorry?
That dwarf right there, Runic Warder in the second row. Yeah, that one. He's got the reflect damage on your team.
Oh, is this the guy we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Right, damage, yeah. Double hitter, yeah, nice actually. Yeah, nice.
I think I could probably within in a day or two, maybe get him up to 30 and beat that Fire Knight 13. I've got some multi hitters with Vogoth and Apothecary triple hitters.
Yeah, Apothecaries. This is where Apothecary actually comes into his own. Something like Fire Knight 13, you get your team moving quicker. He's got the triple hits, and then a heal as well. Like it's still, I know Saf, you're not a big fan, but I still think he's high value at this stage of a game.
Diabolist is just better.
I disagree.
You get Terminator increased speed, Terminator drop, a better base speed, and you also get an A1. Like the heal is not that valuable on a single target. Generally, when you've got a Vogoth there. I
disagree with that.
Like, what is he bringing into you here? Speed buff.
Speed.
Yeah.
Triple hits.
Best champion of the game.
Heal.
He's great for healing the champions after the stuns. So, for example, if I'm playing Spirit Affinity, everyone's strong except for Mordecai. Starts targeting Mordecai. He just heals Mordecai back up to full the next turn.
Yeah, I do think he's.
I don't think he has a spot in any clan boss team unless you have no team. If that makes sense. He's pretty good as a throw-in, but there are
we're talking like we're early game. Like to put him at this stage is super high value, I think.
Oh yeah, at this stage,
Two king hard with him. Yeah, I'm not saying in game. Like I'm not saying in 2 months I'll be using him for sure. But right now he's been massive.
Like I leave him at level 50. I wouldn't 60 him. Is what I was saying. I
agree. He's a lower priority.
Yeah, because you outgrow him too quickly. Therefore, you end up with an investment of a champion. You just like the reason why I say Diabolist is better because you get a speed aura. I think you get a speed aura with it. You get a better base speed than pretty much most epics and legendaries in the game. You get a 15% up and 15% down Terminator, and you get.
I'm not saying she's bad.
So it's a speed manipulator.
Right now, but
so.
Yeah. So I see you've got masteries here for 2. Did you buy those with gems?
Yes, yeah. I use a lot of gems just farming. I think I probably spread myself a little too thin trying to beat dungeons and farm some gear and stuff like that. Potions keeps were awful to me. I remember I had the mission to like get one big, I think it was Force Affinity potion keep, and it took me like, I don't know, 280 energy. It just took me forever.
Yeah,
I definitely haven't. I'm still just got that second 6-star. But yeah, I bought those. I just bought his masteries yesterday or the day before with gems.
Right. And then what's your priority for what to do? I mean, you've actually got quite a lot of 50s as well. You've got a pretty well fleshed out roster here.
Which is good and bad.
Like your priority for next?
Yeah, priority is going to 6-star. I think I'm taking Miscreated as my next 6-star. Brings a lot of damage. Right now, if I use the Ally Protect, like in Doom Tower, for example, which I'm trying to push, if I use the Ally Protect, that just means he dies. Like that doesn't help keep my team alive. That just kills him. So having him at 6-star, maybe being able to get a banner on him, makes him hit harder, makes the shield bigger, makes him tankier. So I think that's probably the biggest priority. And then maybe Vogoth, unless I pull somebody else.
Yeah, I see actually most of you guys do have some sort of accessory action going on much better than what I've got, which probably means I should put some spider action in.
There was a spider tournament. Now I was farming spider 10. Also, I want to show you one thing. Go to Rathalos. Go to look at his amulet. I have a challenge to equip them with level 16. I spent 2.6 million taking this from 12 to 15.
Oh no!
I hear you.
And I ran out of silver, and
brutal.
I can't get it to 16.
So brutal.
Because then you go back to campaign, you run like 6 stages of campaign, and something like, right, I got 200,000 silver, surely, and then you just keep it keeps almost like kicking you when you're down. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful, especially when you can't instant upgrade as well before level 40. You're just like watching it go boom, fail, boom, fail, boom. I'm like, this is horrible.
This may be worse because I watched it instant upgrade and it says boom, there goes your hard-earned 2.8 million silver.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is worse.
Yeah, it's insane. It's really brutal. I've had a few.
But I have had good luck in terms of like
well.
this. I was gonna say I have had good luck with like the spider getting a relevant accessories. Like I got an accuracy banner on Kale. I got a crit damage amulet on Rathalos. So like that's been pretty good to me.
Yeah, nice. And what sort of numbers are you pushing then on Clan Boss right now?
1 key in normal. I do the quick battle now, and then on hard I'm doing I think 7 million on void today. Yeah, that was a quick battle for 6.8, and I think I did 7.1 on my first key, and I'll get another key in tonight to 2 key. And I can 2 key I think on any Infinity. If I get 1 hit on void, I'm definitely good to 2 key.
Sure. Yeah, it's good. And this is what I mean about Vodorf, actually. The Vodorf and Apothecary is just actually a lot of healing. Or a decent amount of healing. So you're able to keep the squishier guys that won't last that long into the fight. They do end up probably getting another rotation of abilities away, which can make quite a big difference when you're just, this sort of level doing damage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the only really hole in my account right now would be decreased defense from an AoE standpoint. Like
AoE,
I very heavily consider getting like a War Maiden or something, just because like Doom Tower, it takes so long to do damage to them. And like, I've got healing and control, but it's tough to do that for 20-minute battle.
Yeah, how far are you so far?
Yeah, I'm fighting up there towards 40.
This one actually stopped. It's just a hedgy wave. Double hedgies.
I think I beat that hedgy wave. I think that may have been 34, 32. This is the bad out wave, which I just can't kill them fast enough before he cleanses.
No, I got hard stuck on it.
Oh, it is.
See, double hedgy lockouts.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up...
So just rerun it over and over, right?
Well, you either do that, which... Because there's then a hedgy on the next wave. There might even be a hedgy on the last wave. Maybe not. There's definitely a hedgy on the next wave. I ended up looking... So this is where I started to use that filter, right? And I was like, do I have anyone that's got a resistance aura? And I was like... And I found one. It was actually a void rare that I'd pulled that I'd used for provoking in Hydra to try and get Hydra key away. And it turns out he had like a 40 resistance aura. And that was the way I beat that wave. I just... Because it didn't need much. I also wasted some of my bloody tokens, giving myself 5 extra resistance.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
But let's not talk about that too much.
At least resistance is actually giving you like raw valuable stats rather than 2% on a base defense of like 400.
Yeah, true. True.
At least you're getting something.
So I actually took some of Saf's advice and I built him a little bit temporarily in resistance to beat what is the spider's name? The one that places all the poisons on you in Doom Tower. Agreth?
Agreth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah.
Legit
so I built him in resistance, and
who we talked about?
I failed probably 10 times before that. No, I changed it back. This is his normal build. I temporarily put him in some resistance.
Yeah. And so I guess for you then, you've got pretty much the bare bones of teams going on here, apart from a decreased defense sort of champ. Is there anything? Yeah, I mean, what else are you looking for? Is it once you've got that? Do you think that's basically like you complete and it's just then 6 stars?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think at this point it's 6 stars, and then once I get a full team of 5, then it's just gear farming, right?
Yeah.
Because I think these 6-ish champions and maybe a decreased defense champion in there as well can take me super far in 3 months. I mean, probably every dungeon up to 20 and maybe higher.
Yeah,
so for me, it's not about champions. It's about account management, time management with my full-time job now, and getting that gear eventually.
For sure. Anything else you want to show us before we kind of go on to the challenge stuff?
No, I don't know if we went to missions. I mean, I'm working slowly through those. I've got the sacred chart I'm working towards. Books.
Yeah, nice.
You can see the one I'm stuck on where I lost all my silver.
Yeah.
But it's been rough. But yeah,
So
besides
annoying.
that,
Yeah.
it's been great.
Actually,
I
you're
think
basically
that's
at
all.
the same. I literally just finished this one today, so we're at a very similar
Okay.
spot. Yeah, I'm now moved on to this one for the weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice. No, good job, man. And yeah, decent looking account, honestly. Did you manage to do things like the prism shard stuff? Did you even bother with any of that? Like the sand, the
Yeah,
dragon?
I've been years at. Okay. So I just ran a little bit of dragon, but mostly it's just been campaign for me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, well, let's talk about this new creator event that we're throwing in the mix then. So we need to come up with a plan, really. And we're going to have like the team captains on a stream next week discussing who we want to enter for different challenges. I don't know if you can read this well. How do I make this bigger?
If you click view, you should be able to zoom. It's a bit weird. And then if you Just that's it.
So,
There we go.
yeah,
Keep going. There we go. Nice.
Okay, so we thought just to spice things up, and I will say this was it was Draven from the community that came up with this as a concept, but I think it's a great concept. So as a team, we're going to have different events that we have to enter starting from week 5. So we basically get the first month out of the way. We're 2 weeks towards 2 weeks through the first month. By that point of week 5, you probably should have the basis of a team ready and a good number of 6 stars on your account. But what we're going to have is from week 5, different events drop in where one of the teams got to step up and try and grab additional points. So week 5 is going to be Dragon. And basically it's going to be the best level that you can clear on Dragon in the quickest time to try and beat the other teams. So it's just a straight head-to-head. Week 6 would be Spider. Week 7, Fire Knight. Week 8, Ice Golem. Week 9, Clan v Clan. Sorry, Clan Boss. But likely to be 2 of us entered into that. And then week 10 will be Hydra. And likely to be 2 of us entered into that as well. So I guess... and what you can't do, once you've entered one, once we put someone forward, they're like basically off the list. You can't put the same person forward for like the next event. So, if we feel like, for example, Saf's got some good Fire Knight champions, you'd be like, well, let's save Saf for Fire Knight and make sure we don't use him before that, for example. So I guess, look, we've still got a few weeks and we're going to have probably quite different looking teams by the time these go live. But has anyone got any kind of like early call outs for stuff that they would absolutely feel like they would be ready to do or want to take on?
I nominate Mullet Reaver for Clan Boss President of the Year. Just putting it out there. Just mainly because he's got a dwarf. Like, I'm just saying, if it's a democracy, we're making it a tyranny and he's becoming the dictator of the Clan Boss. That's what we're going for.
I think in 7 more weeks, I should be pretty proper Clan Boss team by then.
7? Aren't you ready? Like, ready to go?
Well, I mean, they need gear.
Yeah. I mean, give them a
Some
chance.
books.
Like, give the competition and some hope. Good lord.
But just to give you an idea, so in terms of what it's worth to the team, so if we win these challenges, it's 250 points for coming first. But if we're coming in last on a challenge, it's 75 points. So it's quite a nice little extra amount of points that we can get on a week-to-week basis if we're putting people forward with teams that could get stuff done. So I guess we don't have to pick anything now. It's just kind of like giving you guys a heads up whilst we was all together. But what we should start to do, back of house at least, is start to think about who's got the right champions to take on certain challenges. For example, I don't have an AoE decrease attack, and Ice Golem is a bit of a weakness for me. I can clear it, but I can also wipe very easily. Like, I mean, that one of those weird spots with Ice Golem where it's just not consistent. So unless something changes on my account, that would be one that I would probably personally want to avoid. And yeah, we need to make those kind of decisions over the next couple of weeks so that as we lead into week 5, we then basically need to name out who's going to compete in all of these things. So kind of need some forward thinking on it.
Yeah, probably look at like the more difficult dungeons and see who's best equipped for those and kind of work our way down towards the easier style.
Yeah.
I'll get actually playing the account. That's probably a good idea, right?
Stop updating the website.
Yeah,
I know,
Stop
right?
doing all your actual
Turn your main
job.
account off, Sam.
We need you.
Stop
you
giving
on
me
the
like
free-to-play.
new creator events you want to add into the game engine and new points and it's like bug fixes and yeah. Okay, no, I'm joking, honestly. It'll be. I'm already on the campaign grind in the background here. See, I'm already committing.
Awesome. So that's going to be it, guys, for what we're going to go through today. Yeah, appreciate everyone coming on and kind of putting some time in to do the updates. And yeah, anyone want to leave us with anything else? Anything else that you want to call out before we kind of close it down? No? Awesome. Well, look, I will, when this goes live on YouTube, I'll put everybody else's links down below. But you can also come and find all of the creator links on the free-to-play kind of leaderboard sheet, which is this. So all of the creators' links are in here. And yeah, make sure you go and show some love to all the other creators that are hard at work trying their kind of like free-to-play accounts for 2024. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining, and thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.